Welcome to the source. The source. Source. Hey, get the source.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Weekend is here. It's been an awesome week for me, man. I what day was it that I absolutely smoked? I went off on, I think it was Tuesday. Then Wednesday I made a few dollars. I had a winning Monday. I had a good Monday. And then last night I went 3-1, including Mavs at plus money. I had another plus. It's been a nice little stretch for me for sure. Hopefully you guys are also having some success recently. We got 4 NBA games and then 14 MLB games. How about them damn Mavs is right, man. Dallas came through. That was a no-doubter. How about that? I turned off a Western Conference Finals game. Western Conference Finals Game 5 turned off in the third quarter, which is not something that happens often. Because of the crazy runs in the NBA, I usually never turn it off but that one was pretty definitive. Get the poll running. I hear someone. Chris, what's up, man? Not much. Just working on some stuff. Been working on been working on a lot of college football stuff. Getting excited for the fall. Got some getting the spreadsheets together. I mean, the opening week or the opening game for any sport is always tough because it's not just like you're handicapping one game. You kind of have to handicap an entire off season. But in college football, it's especially tough because the turnover with the transfer portal and the turnover in these players because they graduate, they enter an NFL draft. So the turnovers on these rosters are it's a lot different than other sports.
Shout out to you for managing all that. How the fuck do you manage all that?
I have a staff. Andy is currently all in college football mode, getting us together. He puts everything into sheets so I can sort it, but yeah, it's tough. But I'm doing it smart because last year I had mentioned this last week. I was talking about it. I made the mistake of waiting until like early August. Okay, let's start looking at football. It's not enough time. If you're going to do college football, you need to be prepared way in advance. So I'm trying to stay ahead of it the best I can. But yeah,
sheesh.
Yeah, the college football, we have some fun here in college football season. We have a good college football audience. NFL, I feel like you can get. We obviously have an awesome NFL show and everyone loves it, but there's a lot of great NFL communities out there. But college football, it's not so much. So I feel like we have one of the better ones.
It's probably because it's so much to fucking cover.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of people. They want all the most views possible, and I mean, who doesn't? And they don't want to put all the work in to handicap the let's say Indiana Northwestern game. They don't want to put all the work in to handicap that game to just only get less views, but that's where you find the value, man. And that's a Big Ten game. That's not even that deep of a.
Yeah, that's a fact. That is a fact.
Oh, it's 401. My bad. So we got 4 WNBA games tonight, and the first one is Mystics Liberty in New York. Liberty now 1-6 against the number. This team just cannot cover. Do they cover here?
You know what, Kyle? This actually could be one that they cover. I'm not putting my money on it though. Like that's not what I'm doing with mine. I didn't bet the game, but I do think the under is the right play here. The thing about the Liberty and them not covering these games is, I was kind of deep diving into it because I know me and Ski was on the show the other day. We said that Liberty would come out hot. They did in the first quarter. They covered the first quarter spread. first quarter team total over, and then they had like 14 points in the second half, and I don't even think they scored 20 again in another quarter. And that was with a Connecticut team that was coming off, against a Phoenix team that was coming off a second leg of a back-to-back after losing to the Connecticut Sun. And it's really difficult to see them kind of put it all together. Now you get Courtney Vandersloot, who's like a veteran point guard for this team, and she is now listed. She's been downgraded to questionable for the game. We've been talking about this for a while. The Mystics are the last defeated team in the league. Like they haven't won a game yet. And I did see their coach said that Shakira Austin's minutes limit could increase tonight as well, which will be good for them. So she's their best defensive player by far. The Liberty have not gone over their team total in their 0-4 home ATS record. They're 0-4 against the spread and haven't gone over their team total. So I do think, both of these teams playing a little bit slow. I think we see some defense in this game, and I would only look towards the under here, 161, 160.5.
So under or pass in this one?
Yeah. And it would still be Washington too. They just are absolutely the worst. So, and you got to figure like the Liberty gonna get it together sooner or later. I'm just not sure if it's gonna be here or not.
All right, under or pass. Let's move on to the next game, which is Aces Dream. Looks like the Aces are big road favorites here, -8.5.
Yeah, I want to fade the Aces. I haven't done it yet because I'm trying to figure out the injury report. I saw Chelsea Gray, who's their point guard that we were talking about, doing comparison for, I think it was last week, how she has not been playing with the team. She hasn't played in one game so far this season. But I saw her listed as game time decision. I didn't think that she was supposed to be coming back. I checked all the beat writers. I couldn't find anything about her specifically. And they just picked up a really, really good guard, Tiffany Hayes, who played last year for the Connecticut Sun. And then she retired. She went to China, and now she just signed with the Aces today.
She went to play basketball in China?
In China.
Okay.
So she retired from the W, went to China, and now she's already back and signed with the Aces. And she is really, really good. So I think that could be to, kind of help out Chelsea Gray. Like I said, I see Chelsea Gray listed as game time decision. I don't think she's going to play, but I'm not sure if either one of them going to play. I don't know if I couldn't find out if Tiffany Hayes was going to be a part of this game or not. If so, that helps the Aces out a lot because they do have a short rotation. But I like the Dream here, Kyle. I think as a home dog here, getting 9 points, the Aces, I think, are by far, I think, the best team in the league. Everybody faded them the other day. The Lynx were public dogs. I told you I liked the Lynx. I played the Lynx at +6, and the Lynx got smoked in that game. Yep. So I kind of feel like it's a letdown spot here for the Aces. The Dream aren't bad. They have like a -1 or +1 net rating. And this is the biggest, line that they'll face all season. I like the matchup. A lot of people just can't handle Asia Wilson. She is the best player in the WNBA. She had 29 and 15 the other day against the Minnesota Lynx. But the Atlanta Dream do have Tina Charles. She is a former MVP in the league, I think back in like 2012. And I think she will be able to, nobody's going to stop Asia Wilson, but I do think that she's going to be able to contain her just a tad bit. And I think the Dream going to bring it here as home dogs, getting 9 points. So yeah, I like the Dream. I'll be taking them plus the 9. And like I said, as soon as I figure out what's exactly going to happen with the injury report, I will be on the Dream. It won't be the biggest bet, but I'll be on the Dream here. I think the Aces win, but I think they win by 5, 6, 7, 8, not by 10 plus.
All right, so Atlanta +9 as home dogs. Our poll slightly disagrees with you. 48%, 35% leaning towards laying the points with Las Vegas.
Yeah, which makes sense because the Aces look so great. So if it makes sense for everybody to jump on them, after what they did to the Lynx last game. Right.
All right. Game number 3, we have the Dallas Wings on the road catching 8.5 against the Sun. And Sun, they in first place, right? Pretty sure they're in first place.
Only team that has not lost a game so far.
But they're just two. So the Sun they're 6-0, but they're 2-4 against the spread. So they haven't necessarily been covering these numbers.
That is right, and that leads to Dallas. Plus, you can get a 9 right now, I think, on DraftKings. It is 8.5 on most books. But only way I'm looking to play this one. I like that they have the rest advantage here. I don't think they played a game since Sunday. This is their 3rd game of a 4-game road trip. I don't like that part as much, but when I looked into the numbers into this game specifically, first of all, you pointed out one. This team, this Connecticut Sun team is good. They're probably the best defensive team in the league. But they do struggle with rebounding the basketball. And the Dallas Wings are one of the bigger teams in the NBA. They're like the Orlando Magic with the Donovan Mitchell on the Orlando Magic because Rike Gumbawale is like Donovan Mitchell,
Right.
and then you just got a lot of big, like lengthy. Tierra McCowan is like Shaq down low, and that's one of the reasons why they're the number one offensive rebounding team, and another reason why they're number one in second chance points. So even though Arike Agumbawale, I think she does get slowed down tonight by Dejanay Carrington, because Dejanay Carrington is one of the better guards.
My favorite
But
player.
Arike Agumbawale is not Caitlin Clark. Like I don't think she gonna do it like that.
Right.
But that's one of the reasons why I'll be taking the points here, because I think Dallas has an advantage in the rebounds here, and Connecticut could be in a flat spot. I mean, they are undefeated, of course, and coming off a 23-point win as an 8-point favorite the other day against the.
What's
Phoenix
the money
Mercury.
line here? This might be...
I don't know if I take the money line. I don't think they're gonna lose the game, but I could be wrong. And the other thing is this, Kyle. I've been looking at strength of schedule. The Connecticut Sun have had the easiest schedule so far in the WNBA, and the Dallas Wings sit around 6. So I like that. I like the points in the paint. I like the second chance points. I like the rebound, and I think that the Dallas Wings with the rest advantage here, getting 9 points against a Connecticut team that's only covered 2 of 6 so far. Only way I'm looking is towards Dallas to be able to cover the game. I don't know if they win, but I do think that they can keep within the number here.
All right, Dallas plus 8.5. So a couple big dogs you're playing today.
Roof.
There you go. I like that one. I like taking a big dog that can rebound. I've had success, and it's tough to cover a big number when you're getting cleaned up on the glass. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, Phoenix, Minnesota. So we got the Mercury catching 7. Still no Brittany Griner, right?
Right. And no Rebecca Allen either. She is the other small forward / shooting guard that plays for Phoenix, and she came over from the Connecticut Sun. She's an excellent 3-point shooter, pretty good rebounder, and she's an excellent defender as well. So I think, looking at the spot here, Kyle, I didn't.
So hey, correct me if I'm wrong. So obviously the Lynx have been cash cows. They've been covering spreads left and right. But for the most part, they haven't been laying big numbers like this. Correct me if I'm wrong there.
That is correct. They are. And that was one of the reasons why I told you yesterday, Kyle, I didn't really want to lay the points with the Sparks, because not the Sparks, the Chicago Sky, because it was the first time they had been favorites, and they had just been covering the Dogs. So yeah, I look at this number. This is actually the first time that they've been favored all season. They've been the Lynx have been dogs in every single game so far, because they have played a really, really difficult schedule. So them laying 6.5 points here, I think, is predicated on, one, no Brittany Griner. I think the market is finally starting to catch up with them just a tad bit. But also, it's not a great spot for the Mercury. This is the second leg, not second leg of a back-to-back, but this is the third game in 4 nights, all on the road as well. So this could be a game where the Mercury kind of run out of gas. I don't trust the Mercury defensively at all, Cal. Like, they just don't. Without Brittany Griner, without Rebecca Allen, I feel like their best defenders are gone. Diane Taurasi is literally like dust. She's older than, Statue of Liberty. And if she's not having a good game offensively, she can be really bad and poor defensively. And so can a lot of the players on that team. So I think if I'm playing the game, I think it is a bit of a bounce back spot for the Mercury here. I don't want to lay the 7, but I do think that the team total over 85, 86.5 would probably be the way that I would look at this game. They're averaging 84.5. They played a really difficult schedule with 2 games against the Storm, a game against the Sun, the Liberty. These are really, really good teams. And those 4 teams specifically are all top 5 in defensive rating. So I do kind of feel like, the Lynx should be able to score.
It's an 85 and a half.
The last thing I'll say is the Mercury are also I think they're first or second in pace as well. So I expect this game to be up and down, and I expect the Mercury defense not to play as well in this spot, being that it is a third game in 4 nights all on the road here without their 2 best defensive players.
So that's Minnesota team total. You said 84 and a half, 85 and a half. What was that?
It should be 85 and a half. When I looked at it earlier, it was 85 and a half. Even if it's 86 and a half, I think they get to 90 tonight.
You love playing the Minnesota team total over. You always play that.
It's because they score, and it's because I like it when they're playing against another team that does not defend well. And I don't expect Phoenix to play a lot of defense. Minnesota also, I think, first in 3-point shooting. And I think that that's a big discrepancy for Phoenix, who really struggled against the 3-point shot. Phoenix also likes to shoot the 3, but Minnesota's the best defensive team in the league versus the 3. So I do think 3-point variance is everything in the WNBA, and it's the reason why some teams win and lose. But I think Minnesota is in a nice bounce back spot. I know Cheryl Reeves, the coach for the Minnesota Lynx, she's gonna have her team fired up tonight after they got smoked against the Aces. That line opened at like 8 the other day. It got bet all the way down to like 3.5, 4, and then they got smoked as home dogs. Ended up losing that game by I want to say like 16 points. And this is not the Aces that they're playing tonight, though. There's no Agent Wilson on the other side. So I do think Minnesota's gonna be able to score in this one.
So Minnesota team total over. I like your Wings pick. You know what? I might dip my toe back into the pool that is WNBA.
Hey, you should have dipped it back in yesterday, Kyle. I know you don't want to play. You never want to play.
No,
Storm,
if don't
man,
even we don't
boy.
even no, not betting the Storm.
Boy. Hey, Kyle, if you would have backed them ever since you faded them, you'd be up probably 4 or 5 units because they are getting it together now. I think 5 straight wins.
Nope, don't care. Could be 25 straight wins. That collapse. I still have a 0% hit rate when it comes to betting WNBA. I am 0-1. But honestly, I like what you said. The thing is, I have 6 MLB bets open right now. But I might take a flyer, half unit on the Wings money line. I like what you said. Connecticut hasn't lost, but they've been flirting with the idea of losing. Team that comes in, cleans them up on the glass in a possible flat spot. I liked everything you said. Obviously, I don't know anything about the teams, but everything you said is the exact aspects of the game I look for when betting a big NBA dog. And I've won a lot of plus 310 NBA bets playing a spot just like that. So I think screw it. I'm doing it. Wings money line. I don't want the points. Wings money line.
I want the points, guy. It's actually the
plus
one bet that I
310.
did lock in today. The other ones I am going to lock in, but I haven't quite yet.
Minnesota.
It's my favorite spot on the board.
Dallas Wings money line. I'm playing plus 310.
It's plus 310.
Yeah, I think I saw a plus 310.
Jesus.
Wings money line plus 290 plus 310.
Okay.
Caesars plus 310. You know what? Just to show you I'm a man of my word, I'm a better right now. I'm not a talk about it type dude. I'll lay this down right now. All right. Hold on, my Caesars.
Where you see the best number at?
You know what? Let me pull up. Does Unabated have WNBA? You use Unabated? What do you use for line shopping?
I use OddsJam.
Yeah, the OddsJam's solid too. I like them.
Yeah.
But I've been using Unabated. I like them too.
You got a subscription with them?
No, but I had a call with them, and they gave me a free trial because they wanted me to do a video, and then they just never canceled it.
Oh, nice.
So probably shouldn't say that out loud. They're watching, but they canceled this dude's subscription. No, but
I see 310. I see 310 on Caesars right now.
I did a call with them, and they wanted to do work together, and they were cool. They're cool guys over there. I still interact with them on Twitter, but we never actually worked together. But you know what? A lot of those companies, they like people that have followings to use their stuff. Even if it's not necessarily I'm promoting it, they just like me on there because I send screenshots to my people, and so I would imagine they probably would want me to have a free subscription. But if you're listening unabated, don't cancel that. I use it all the time. All right. No, just half unit. Just a half
310
unit.
on Caesars.
I'm in.
Okay.
Just a half unit.
Okay.
Wings money line. Let's go. All right, Chris, thanks for joining. For those of you that don't already follow Chris, that's his Twitter right there, ChrisBeCappinn, 2 N's on the end. And he also does a live show every morning. All summer, he'll be doing WNBA. So if you're up early trying to get in on some early WNBA lines, make sure you check him out, show him some support. Actually, tomorrow, no WNBA, Chris, because we got 11 MLS games.
It's only one WNBA game anyway.
Yeah, there's only one game, and we have to go through 11 MLS before baseball at 11:30 a.m. So I was like, I don't even want to play with the time. So there's not doing WNBA. So by the way, if you're listening, MLS. If you've never bet, have you ever bet MLS, Chris?
Nah.
So I'm not a soccer guy, but the way they do it, so all the teams play Saturday night in between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern time, and there's a red zone channel. So what I do is I just tail Scoop's ticket. I'll put like 4 bets down, put on the red zone channel. And even if you're not a soccer guy, last summer I was watching it like, this is awesome. It's like they do it. They took a page out of how the NFL does it. And obviously it's not the NFL, but it's fun. We're doing 11 MLS games tomorrow morning right before baseball.
What time are you starting?
That's at 11 a.m. is MLS, and then 11:30 a.m. Eastern time will be baseball for the live show.
Okay, right. I might tune in. I might see if I can tune in. I might tell a couple.
Well, I was just Scoop won me some money, so let's see if he could stick to that.
Nice. Okay.
But all right, man, let's get into some
Best of
baseball
luck.
now.
Best of luck, y'all.
Later, man.
All right.
There I am, testing. Yep, I'm still here. So, yeah, Scoop's coming on to talk MLS tomorrow. Oh, looks like the gang is already here. Prop Beaver, I was proud of you yesterday, man, because things didn't go your way in the beginning, but you stuck with it, and the second half of that stream went pretty smoothly.
No tables broken. Yeah, steps forward, decisions made, progress accomplished. It's just you got to work to be better. You got to work to be better every day, and we were able to do that yesterday. So, thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, he's going to produce another one on Monday, so we'll get another swing at it. And I fixed your audio. The Reds just took the lead, Toast.
We missed that one.
I wanted to play the Reds. I was talking to somebody in the Discord this morning. I was like, I kind of like the Reds. Am I crazy? Forget who I was talking to in there.
Yeah, I wanted a little bit more of a plus price with the Reds personally, but hated the spot for Chicago.
But you know what? I thought that the Reds were going to get to Assad, and they didn't. So the way I saw it wasn't even right, so I can't even really flex. And I didn't bet it, so.
Me neither.
All right, so technically I said we weren't going to start till 4:30, so let's kind of take our time with this first game. I don't care if we start a few minutes early. We could start now, but I don't want to just start ripping through them. So let's take our time with the first one. You guys, I don't know if you guys were in the Discord this morning, but Shipley is starting a riot. Everyone wants the Cardinals. He was trying to recruit people. He's like, bet the Cardinals with us. I was like, Shipley, who the hell is us? Like who are you even talking?
I sent out the Cardinals on the website last night.
Oh, you're on the Cardinals. So you started it. You started
Maybe.
this Cardinals riot that's happening in there.
I will not take credit for that.
Listen, all I did was bet the Cardinals. Shipley
I just made a bet. That's it.
So you're on the Cards.
I am, yes. First and foremost, I'm sure Beaver could allude to it as well. Aaron Nola at home as a favorite, kind of a spot that we try to fade when we can. And I think this is a good spot to do it. Not only do we have a Cards team that's playing really well, 8-2 their last 10, against a Phillies team that this is like the same premise as when I was betting against them in San Francisco. I understand that the Phillies are the best team in baseball. You're not going to get any arguments from me about that. But what I will say is they're not always going to continue to play at the pace they were playing at going into that San Francisco series. And I understand that they had a day off, but they are still coming home from a West Coast road trip with 3 games in Colorado as well. Again, this Cardinals team's playing really well right now, and Miles Mikolas, I understand that he's not a guy that you're trying to back on a every day or every time he goes out there, but I mean, he's been pretty decent for them. I mean, his last couple starts on the road, nothing fantastic, but at Milwaukee, at Detroit, and there's another one at the Mets. He's given you 5 or 6 innings, given up 2 or 3 runs. The one in Milwaukee, no, that was actually at home against the Mets. So, everything. The one bad start that Miles Mikolas has had in his last 7 was against the Mets, who had just seen him 2 weeks before that. That was at home anyway. He faced the Phillies earlier this year, went 6 2/3, gave up 6 hits and 2 runs. I understand that the Phillies just saw him and whatnot, but the Cardinals just saw Aaron Nola as well too. So if you're going to give me a huge plus price with this Cardinals team that I think is playing much, much better than the Phillies are, and like I said, I don't think that the Phillies are going to play at the level they've been playing at going into this game. I'll take my chances at a big plus 160, whatever it is.
All right, here's your thing. Here's my thing with what you just said. If you want to try to pitch me that the Cards are going to hit up Nola, I'm with you. I can get there. They did just see him, like you said. They've been hot for the most part over the last month. I could definitely get there. But I'm afraid I cannot back you saying Mikolas is going to pitch well against the Phillies in Citizens Bank Park here. So I didn't bet this one. And by the way, I haven't even talked to you today, Toast. I have 6 MLB bets open tonight. I'm loaded tonight. So this is not one of them. But if I was... Oh, hold on. Sorry. Let me load.
Yeah, we haven't talked today. That is weird.
Yeah, I talked to... I called Prop Beaver about... which bet did I call you about, Prop Beaver? What bet was that? I forget what...
I had a busy morning.
I don't know. Yeah, I had a busy morning as well.
I would go here. The thing is, over 8... But the problem is that's a sketchy number. I mean, I guess Nola has this down at 8, but if you asked me to set the total for this, I would have it at 9.5. So I think the number's a little telling that maybe the under is probably the sharper side, but I would go over here because I agree with Toast that the Cards can get to Nola. I've never been scared of fading Nola, especially when he's a big favorite. So I think the Cards can get to Nola, but there's just no way that I think Michaelis is going to come in and deal here. Prop Beaver?
It's either the Cardinals or pass for me. The Phillies bats are beginning to slow down against righties. I mean, this is an offense that was held to 2 or less earned runs in back-to-back starts by Cal Quantrill and Dakota Hudson at Coors Field. Pretty concerning right there. I know that Nola has performed worse at home, which is pretty nice. The reason I'm not getting to the window here, though, is because, yes, Nola has performed worse at home thus far, but if you look at Nola's performances against the Cardinals at home, this dude does not allow a run at all whatsoever. It's 9 innings of shutout baseball, 7 innings of shutout baseball, 8 innings of shutout baseball. This dude does not allow runs to the Cardinals at home. And I will say the Cardinals are a top 5 lineup at night against righties compared to bottom 10 in the day games. This is the present. This is the now. So if we're looking at just the now, I think it's worth that plus 160 price and that shot. But I am definitely scared about Nola doing what he's not supposed to do, which is what I always say about Nola. This is a spot where we think he'd get hit up. This is when Nola says, fuck you, I'm going to deal today. So, yeah, Cardinals are passed, but I'm not getting to the window.
Proppy, the comments love your haircut. It's getting a lot of respect, a lot of not even sarcastic comments. People are really complimenting you on it. So there you go.
Oh, thank you, Kings. Thank you, everybody.
Everyone's like, hi, it's your girlfriends.
Yeah, I decided let's take the hat off today. Let's get a haircut, and yeah, we're out firing.
Huge day.
Yeah, huge day.
So our community is on the Phillies, 53%, 37% on the Phillies. So as you would imagine, I mean, community leaning towards the Phillies at home with Nola, but not overwhelming. There's definitely a lot of people watching that are betting the Cards. Like I said, there's definitely a big group in our community too that are on the Cards. I witnessed it this morning. They were trying to recruit me, like get in on the Cards, and I was like, no. So over a pass for me. Next game. Rays Baltimore, and this is one that I do have a bet on, and maybe I'm the squarest dude on the planet for this.
I'm with you.
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
Co-signed on this
is the game I called you about.
Yeah.
I called Proppy this morning because I saw on his Twitter he was on Orioles first 5. You get the first 5 money line, and I believe at minus 135. So I'll go ahead and put that up.
Yeah.
So actually, you know what? Why don't you explain that bet first, and then I'll go into what I asked you.
Well, I'd be lying if I said last night when I placed it, I had the mindset of, okay, I'll place it right now at minus 135, and I wake up, it's going to be minus 160. It's not minus 160. It's minus 135 still. So that's not great. I don't love that. One thing I will say is that just if we're looking at the matchup and we're taking the square versus sharp out of it and all the line movement and stuff, the Rays offense against righties is something I will be fading blindly at this point. The last 9 righties to face them, 1.68 ERA, 0.17 home run per 9, 0.78 whip. I mean, that's pathetic. I understand struggling against guys like Tanner Houck, Brian Bello, Seth Lugo. These are guys with some severe talent. Being held to 1 run and 3 combined hits in 10.1 innings at home by Joey Estes and Mitch Spence, I mean, that's alarming to say the least. I will be fading you with whoever on the mound at that point. And Albert Suarez has looked actually really goddamn good. 1.86 ERA, 1.09 whip. The FIP is really good. He has some good K stuff as well, has allowed hard contact at a good rate. So maybe the books think he's going to get hit up today. That's fine. I completely disagree with them. On the other side, we got Aaron Savale, and he's definitely been a bad luck victim. But even last week in that Royals game when I backed him, I just felt so lucky getting that under 2.5 runs. This guy just doesn't look good. And now he's facing an Orioles lineup that's cooking right now. Last 7 days, second WRC plus, third in ISO against righties. Last 6 to face the O's, 7.04 ERA. Last 6 at Baltimore, 7.24 ERA. I mean, Savali's been bad enough, but he's been even worse on the road. The K to BB ratio drops by over 14%. And he has 0 luck keeping lefties off the base pads. I mean, Jesus Christ. 8.85 ERA compared to 3.96 against righties. On top of that, he's seen the O's 3 times since 2021. Has gotten shelled all 3 times. Is it square? Yeah. Did the line move? No. Not as thrilled about this play as I was last night. So I'd probably bet it light if you're riding. But yeah, that's what I'm on. Yeah, go O's.
So
I know that feeling, dude. It sucks.
It's a really shitty feeling.
God, it sucks.
So
Yeah.
like I said, maybe I'm the squarest dude in the world. I laid the juice here. I put a full unit on Orioles. I got it, I think, at this exact number, -142. When you see this price, right, you're trying to figure out, all right, why is Baltimore only a -142 favorite over Tampa in Camden? And I guess the answer is that the pitching matchup, Savali versus Suarez, they're insinuating that Savali is the better starting pitcher, which he probably is. But the fact that if you include the lineups, then and the way these lineups are hitting, I don't think there's an advantage there at all. I wouldn't even play Tampa in the first 5. I would like Baltimore in the first 5, just like Prop Beaver did. But what I actually called Prop Beaver this morning about was why he isolated it to the first 5, because Tampa's bullpen is cooked right now.
Yeah.
The Rays bullpen is in a situation. You played You played Baltimore run line?
I played both. I played 0.75 on money line and 0.25 or 3.5 on the money line or run line at
0.35.
Whatever.
So we're going down with this square ass ship if it goes down.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? I don't have my screen capture here to show you, but the Rays bullpen is cooked. They're missing, I think, 3 of their 4 top arms, or they should be missing 3 of their 4 top arms if they want it.
Their top 4 arms have all went 2 of the last 3 days or back-to-back days at least.
Right, and
not to mention Sean Armstrong, their best middle reliever, went 26 yesterday. Tyler Alexander, their long reliever, 79 pitches yesterday, obviously because
right. Their whole bullpen is cooked, and it's not just that. I mean, Tampa just played a game yesterday. Baltimore had the day off.
That's what I was going to go into.
Baltimore was home 2 nights ago, so today's Friday. That was Wednesday. Baltimore won a home game against the Red Sox. They haven't had to travel. They've been home for 2 days. Tampa just played a game yesterday that went 12 innings, immediately had to fly to Baltimore. So in addition to Baltimore's the much better team and their bullpen is much more rested, it's also a better spot for the O's. So it's O's all the way here. Price is definitely a little bit sketchy, though. It's definitely a little bit on the square side, but I'm on Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing for me, I think this is like a flat spot for Tampa as well, just because think about how they've won the last couple games. I mean,
exactly.
The series,
2 walk-offs.
The Siri catch in the top of the 9th and the Siri walk off in the bottom of the 9th on Wednesday, and then yesterday obviously the same situation, another walk off in the 12th inning, and now they got to travel and face this Orioles team that's just kind of sitting there waiting. Like, yeah, I mean, when I bet this, I knew it was going to be square. I thought the line would move a little bit, but at the same time, I guess I can see people getting and betting Savali. You know what I mean? Like. No, I'm just saying, like, I haven't bet the Rays for a long time. I've been saying that for months. They're unbackable. But I'm just saying, like, I can get a public saying, oh, we got Savali on the mound, plus 120. They just won 2 games in a row, 3 out of 4. No, I get it. Not a chance in hell I play it, but I get it.
So our poll is all over Baltimore. So just know, if you're on the O's, like I am, public's going to get cleaned out if Tampa wins this game. So just know that. I mean, we're talking 83% to 10%. That was the poll we just ran. Everyone in the world's betting Baltimore here. A little scary, but I'm riding out.
Let's go public.
I'm on
public, baby.
I'm on those. All right, Pirates at Blue Jays. And to be honest, I didn't even – when I was going through the games this morning and placing my bets, we didn't even know that Falter was going to be pitching at that time. So I skipped it. And actually didn't even have a chance to go back to it. So if I'm being honest, I haven't even looked at this game at all.
I looked at it, and I saw Pittsburgh Pirates and Toronto Blue Jays, and then I clicked to another page. So I have no interest betting them. I mean, should Toronto play well here? I mean, I guess, but they're coming home from a road trip. I mean, I guess they had a day off, but still, I mean, they hit lefties better. I mean, Falter's actually been pretty decent, though. Again, I'm not trying to make a case that I think Bailey Falter pitches well today, but I don't know how you back Toronto. I mean, if you really want to get crazy and play a plus money dog with Pittsburgh, I guess be my guest. But it's just no way. Sorry.
It looks like Falter's going to pitch, right? So that's a lefty. Toronto, dating back multiple years now, has been a better lineup against lefties, but I don't even – no, this is a straight pass.
Pirates first 5 money line or pass, plus 150. Yeah, that's the only way you could really go here. I mean, Berrios has been absurdly profitable as a big favorite in his time as a Blue Jay. That's really the main reason why I'm not getting to the window here. But this Blue Jays team has stunk out loud against lefties lately. You take out the Mackenzie Gore disaster class, and the last 6 lefties to face this Jays lineup have combined for a 2.13 ERA, 0.24 home run per 9, and a 0.92 whip. I mean, if your home run per 9 and whip are not, at least one of those aren't over 1, you're not hitting that handedness very well at all. And the Pirates are rocking righties lately, at least starting right-handed pitching. I mean, the last 5 righties to face them, 6.66 ERA, 148 home run per 9, 156 whip. Berrios fading him at home is a bit annoying. I mean, he's rock solid. He's really shown not that many signs of vulnerability at home. That's really coming on the road. But overall, Berrios has looked a lot more vulnerable as of late. So if you needed a bet in this game, you take the Pirates first 5 money line at the plus 150. But that's or pass.
Yeah, thank you, Zay, for noticing. I redid the live production screen here to make it easier for Prop Beaver to follow along, and so he could pick it up quicker. And I redid the text, so I feel like it's easier to read with the black background. So instead of that yellow text.
If you don't want to worry about Bailey Falter either, the Pirates' first 5 team total is 1.5 at even money. So
yeah, Berrios hasn't been nearly as good, but I mean he's still at home. I'm just
saying, like if you're trying to get there, if you're trying to find a bet, that'd probably be.
If this was at Pittsburgh, I would be all over Pittsburgh.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the next one. Texas, Miami, and I bet this game, but actually, you know what? The line movement's on my side.
Yeah, I have the same bet as you. I did the same thing with this game as I did Baltimore.
Oh, okay. So, okay. I see. So you have Rangers minus 120 and Rangers 1.5.
Plus 140. Yep.
Okay. So I'll put it up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just think that this is a crazy good price for a Texas team that I've been kind of harping on that they're really, really bad. But over the last 3 games, Corey Seager's really coming to life, scoring. I think they've scored 14 or 16 runs their last 3 games. And now they hit the road to face Sixto Sanchez, who's had a lot of issues himself. I don't think we need to go into how bad that he has been. Miami coming home from a long West Coast road trip where they actually didn't look terrible, coming off a big win against the Padres. And then my other guy, Jose Urena, has been my guy. I mean, he's pitched really well over this whole season. I mean, this is going to be his 5th start, but on the road at Minnesota, I mean, that's a division leading team. I mean, he gave up 9 hits, but only 3 runs in 5 innings, 6 innings, 1-run baseball against LA. And then 2 road starts against Colorado and in Oakland. I mean, where he gave up 2 runs in Colorado. He gave up 2 runs in Oakland. I trust him to pitch well against this Marlins team. And like I said, I just feel like this is kind of like to the point where, like we were talking about the Yankees, and probably did this with the Yankees. Like if they're heating up, this is going to be a really, really cheap price. I think this might be a spot where we might be able to get the Rangers at the cheap price over the next few days and really make some money with them. So I laid minus 1.5 with them at plus 140 as well. I just think if these bats are back or starting to hit like they normally have, or we're accustomed to them seeing, I think that this is going to be really, really cheap.
Couldn't agree more with every single word. Much better team. I got this at minus 120 this morning, so I think that price is long gone. But and for those of you, they might have remembered on, what was that? Was that yesterday? No, that was 2 days ago, Wednesday, when I hit with the Marlins against the Padres. I said the Marlins in road getaway days, man. That's when you play them. Well, conversely, the first game of series, the Marlins are terrible. They lose. They're like 4-15 or some shit in the first games of series. I know that some people may look at the starting pitching matchup with Urena and Sixto Sanchez and be like, oh, 2 shitty pitchers. Well, actually, Arena's been much better than Sixto Sanchez. And the way I see it, we have a pretty significant starting pitching advantage just based on what we've seen the last 5-6 weeks here. Arena's actually been pretty solid. He is coming off a little bit of a rough one, but 4 or 5 starts before that, he was really good. So I think Urena pitches well. Marlins, never a lineup that really scares me against righties. Yes, they've had stretches here and there where they were able to get some righty starters, but I think we got the advantage through the first 5. And not that Texas bullpen is any good. It's been pretty terrible, but they are rested. So the advantage for the Marlins in the second half of the game isn't enough to scare me off. I got the Rangers at minus 120. This is one of my smaller bets. I'd probably still play it at minus 130, minus 135, but if I'm being honest, if I didn't already buy in at it, at minus 135, it would probably be a pass for me. But I'm definitely on the Rangers.
I did for this game what Toast did for the last game. I looked at these two teams, I looked at these two pitchers, and I said, "All right, next game." Absolutely not.
You're not a six-toe guy?
Not a six-toe guy. You want to bet in this game? Bet the Rangers to score a run in the first inning. Sanchez cannot get out of the first inning without allowing a run. It's crazy. It's like Toast. It's like Bo Brisk. Bo Brisk was horrible the first time through the order, and we cashed that Judge home run first plate appearance because of that. Yeah.
All right. So me and Toast on the Rangers. The community agrees with us. The Rangers.
I haven't heard Bo Brisk's name in a long time.
Where is he? Come back, Bo.
67%, 26% of our poll on Texas. So as far as the viewership, they're on Texas with me and Toast. All right. Let's go to the next game. Snakes.
Man, how did we both lose our bets yesterday, bro?
I don't know, man.
I was so sad. I was so sad. Like, how did the Mets win and not cash my team total? Like, come on,
If
guys.
I'm being honest, I mean, Gallen got pulled in the first inning. Now, I wasn't really even sweating because I was more fading the Mets bullpen than I was backing Gallen. Yeah. But still, you bet on a team and their star pitcher gets pulled after one batter. Like, you're obviously at a disadvantage to start. In fact, I consider it, hey, we were in it till the end, whatever. I mean, that was my only loss. I went 3-1, and that was my only loss, and it was my smallest bet. So I was surely not sweating it. That being said, I did go right back to him. This is, again, one of my smaller bets, but just a pure fade of the Mets. Now, definitely a little bit on the square side here. I would imagine everyone's going to be jumping on Arizona with Montgomery pitching, and if we're being honest, we do have to mention that Montgomery's been a little shaky, hasn't quite been as good as maybe he's branded to be. And the Mets haven't been quite as bad against lefties as they're branded to be. So maybe I could see a little bit of sneaky value on the Mets lineup here, but as a whole, I mean, the Arizona at plus, anybody at plus money against the Mets might be worth a play right now. They just sent Beatty and Scott down to the minors now. Christian Scott was like a strategic move. They're going to call him back up after the London trip, so it wasn't like they didn't send him back to the minors because he's not cutting it. It was like a roster, some roster manipulation, but still, everything about this Mets team screams fade to me, and even though I truly think Severino will pitch fine, I trust Arizona to get the job done at the end of the day. Any team at plus money against the Mets is worth a look, and I truly think, even though there is some hidden value on the Mets bats getting to Montgomery, that we're going to see Montgomery deal. So I like Arizona. Again, one of my smaller bets, but I'm on the Snakes.
Beaver?
Oh, yeah, I can't bet either of these teams. As much as the Mets are fadeable, what is not fadeable about the Diamondbacks? This team is pissed. They're not scoring any runs. On top of that, you couldn't score against the Mets bullpen. The Mets bullpen. Are we serious right now?
Aghast Mets bullpen.
That is wildly concerning. I mean, this Diamondbacks offense, right? If we just look at it, the last 7 days, they are 30th in WRC plus, 30th in OPS, and 30th in WOBA overall. If we look at them against bullpens over the last 7 days, 20th in WRC plus, 20th in OPS, 20th in WOBA. I feel like the main point of fading the Mets is fading their bullpen. If they can't exploit the bad bullpen, then what's the point of fading them? I don't know. And honestly, the Mets kind of hit the two lefties that came in. Like, they hit Braxton Garrett. They hit Kyle Harrison, even though I think Kyle Harrison's kind of pissed.
No, they definitely have. The Mets definitely have shown signs of life against lefties. I mentioned that.
JD Martinez can hit a lefty, and that I think he really provides a nice boost to the Mets lineup against a lefty. Mets are pass. Oy.
Same.
Someone said the community parlay is there to fade. How exactly are you fading it? Let's hear this.
Jesus, people, come on. Just be better.
How are you fading it? What does that even mean?
I can't. I just lose my train of thought now. Yeah, I feel the same way as Beaver does, to be dead honest with you guys. I just can't get there with this Arizona team. They scored 6 runs. They played really well against the Dodgers. 7 runs on Tuesday, and then 6 runs on Wednesday. A really, really good series against the Dodgers. In the 6 games since then, they've scored a combined 9 runs total against 3 games against Miami, 2 games against Texas and now 1 game against the Mets. Those teams are terrible. Their bullpens are terrible. If you're not scoring runs on starters or bullpens against those teams, really hard for me to believe that you're going to do something against anybody else. Even though, and Severino, it's not like he's some world-breaking arm, but he did just go 7 innings of 2-hit or 1-run ball against San Francisco. His previous home start was 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs against Atlanta. His previous home start to that, 8 innings, 1 hit, 1 run against the Cubs as well. He's actually been fantastic at home. Even before, before that, Pittsburgh, 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, and off of 3 walks. So the issue is those walks. If Severino gets into walk issues, maybe Arizona can start scoring some runs because they're going to get guys on base and they'll start stealing bases. And who's starting behind the plate for the Mets today? Narvaez? Let's see.
Narvaez got DFA'd. So
that's what it was. That's why he's in my head. Okay, that's why.
Yeah.
Okay. But regardless, I can see it. I'm not. There's no way I bet it. But yeah, it's the Mets or pass for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just think a lot of people are on this mindset of you got to fade the Mets, and I feel like that train might have passed already. I feel like with that blow up, I feel like that might have been the pit. That might have been the rock bottom. And like maybe the momentum's gonna start to shift.
All right, doesn't sound like any of us really like it. I did bet the Diamondbacks at
Absolutely
that price, but let's go to the next one. Detroit, Boston, in Boston, and I bet this one.
Me too.
But this one is like, how do you not bet it? Like at that number, how do you not bet Detroit? And I'm not even saying, I bet Detroit because I definitely think they're going to win. It's just, how is it not worth a shot at? I got a plus 145. They've been the better team, and it's like not even close. Detroit's been one of the hottest lineups in baseball over the last couple weeks. Not to mention Tanner Houck. Me and Prop Beaver were talking about this morning. Tanner Houck has been great. But historically, you can fade him at Fenway. He's been good his last few starts here at home. But historically, he hasn't been very good in this ballpark dating back the last couple years. And he's so due for a bad start. And against a red-hot Tigers lineup is the perfect spot for it. Kenta Maeda, do I have a ton of faith of him in Fenway? Not really, but Red Sox lineup without Tyler O'Neill doesn't really scare me much. And I don't think that there's that much of a starting pitching advantage. Definitely Houck's better than Maeda, but I think it's closer than it would appear. And then every other aspect of the game, I would lean towards Detroit. I know the Tigers' bullpen has definitely struggled a little bit recently, but as a whole, if we take a step back, we know the Tigers have the better bullpen. Their bats are way hotter than Boston's bats. So, yeah, I got it at plus 145, just a play on the number.
I couldn't agree. Is it my turn? Okay. Yeah. I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree anymore. I was on Detroit last night, and I'm going right back to them. I've been kind of playing Detroit a lot lately. I know they're 5-5 their last 10, but they took 4 losses to Toronto, and since then they've rattled off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think they're like 5-6 their last 6 games. Maeda, he's really had 2 bad starts this year. He went on the road to Cleveland. They lit him up. Cleveland can do that to you. And then at home against Texas, he got lit up. But, besides that, 5 innings. Again, this was at home, but 5 innings, no runs against Toronto. He went on the road at the Rays. I know that they suck. He went 5 innings, didn't get any runs. But look at who Tanner Houck pitched against. He just pitched against Milwaukee. It's not an offense. They're good, but it's not an offense that scares me. The Rays offense isn't scaring anybody. The Cubs offense isn't scaring anybody. So, yeah, Tanner Houck has pitched well at home, but he's also faced some weaker teams. Not trying to make a case that Detroit is some world beater above those teams, but they are performing at a higher level right now. And if you just look at the numbers over the last 7 days, they're 7th in OPS, WRC plus, and WOBA. Over the last 14 days, they're 7, 6, 7, and over the last 30, they're 12th, 11, and 11 in those 3 categories. So they've been doing it for a while now. Not to mention the fact that I've said this over and over again for a while. Boston isn't play good at home. They're 11-16 at home. They didn't play good at home.
And the Tigers have been good on the Tigers have been good on the road.
And the Tigers, yeah, and the Tigers have everybody in their bullpen that you would want to go. So I don't understand the price. I truly don't understand it, but I didn't understand it yesterday either. So I'll take my plus 140 and live with the results.
What about Mr. Beaver?
Unfortunately, this is the most you'll ever hear me say or pass on a show. I had a really busy morning this morning.
What the hell were you doing?
Listen, things, okay? I don't need to disclose my personal information to you or anybody, okay? Listen.
Okay.
Listen.
Freaking weirdo.
Now, for this, it's a pass. I don't have it. I'm not putting money on Kenta Maeda. I think he's horrible. You never know what you're gonna get. He's like a box of chocolates. You're never gonna know what you're gonna get. 2 of his 3 road starts have been pitiful. One of those was against the White Sox when they were the 30th ranked offense in the MLB. And then what was the other one? Cleveland. Good offense, must say. Red Sox, not the best offense. But I don't trust this man as far as I could throw him. And he's only 185 pounds, so I am not in. Yes.
No, see, people are saying he was getting his haircut. A haircut takes an hour and a half tops.
No, I got a haircut. I was met with the 401k lady, and I fucking did some insurance stuff. I fucking walked by the beach. Had a lot of things today. Okay, I'm sorry.
Throws a walk by the beach in there, like we're not gonna catch that. Come on,
your boy needs to get his cardio in. He needs to get his.
Okay. Well, you should have said. Okay, that's fine.
He needs to get his endorphins in. Okay, listen. You think I got a haircut for no reason? We gotta churn some pounds out. Okay.
He goes, I took a walk by the beach.
That's why I was like, wait, what?
I listened to Coldplay.
I had a good cry.
I cried a bit. I did cry a bit. Yeah.
Washington on the road in Cleveland. I know for a fact Toast is about to tell you he's taking Washington here. I don't think it's the spot for it. Honestly.
Why not?
Because
tell me how it's a Cleveland spot, please. Go ahead.
They have the advantage in every single aspect of the baseball game.
Where? Just give me a couple.
Bats, starting pitching, bullpen, all of them.
Disagree.
What? What advantage does Washington have?
What do you mean? What advantage does Washington have? I'm getting Washington first 5 money line at plus 180. Are you kidding me right now? Watch your boy deal against these Cleveland Guardian bats coming from home from a West Coast road trip and Coors Field. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Corby might throw a gem today, boys.
What's the price on that first 5?
Plus 180. Last 3 starts on the road for Patrick Corbin. Got lit up by the Marlins, and then comes back against Boston, who we just talked about. 5 innings, 7 hits, run. On the road at Chicago again. 5 innings, or 5 2/3, 6 hits, 2 runs. Again, he's had back-to-back bad starts. If you know Corby like I know Corby, this is where he can come in and pitch well here. This Washington team is playing really well right now, 6-4 their last 10. Winners of 3 of their last 4 against Atlanta. They won the series against Seattle as well. This team continues to win series. Does Tanner Bybee scare me a little bit? A little bit. But what does one thing that Tanner Bybee have issues with is lefties this year. Washington's going to start 6 or 7 lefties today. I think that they can put some runs off of them. I don't like the spot for the Cleveland offense, like I said, coming home from that West Coast road trip out of Coors Field as well. Give me the Nats at the big plus price in the first 5.
I don't like this bet.
Then bet Cleveland first 5 run line.
I would agree with Toast. Nats first 5 money line, or if you wanted to play it safe and you don't want to back Corbin, I would do the Nats first half team total over 1.5 at plus 105.
Isn't the weather shitty there? I think that's why I didn't do that.
The weather is shitty there. That explains that weird price, because that kind of kept me off a bit. I was like, what the fuck? Like plus money for the over 1.5? I'm like, who do they think Tanner Bybee is? I kind of lean I like this bet for almost the opposite way of you, Toast. Like, I'm scared to back Corbin. I think Tanner Bybee sucks. I've watched enough Tanner Bybee starts this year where I don't think he's that good. No, I've watched Tanner Bybee. I don't think he's very good at all.
Face, Kyle.
Yeah, I don't think he's very good at all whatsoever. No, I really don't think he's that good at all. Okay. And then you have the Nats, who are just smacking right-handed pitching out of nowhere. 1 second. Let me go ahead and pull that up. We got 3 runs off of Schwellenbach.
They switched Schwellenhausen?
Schwellenhausen. They got 8 runs off of Morton, 3 runs off the Woo. We got 5 runs off of the Kirby'sman. So we got 3 runs off of the last 4 or 5 righties they faced. That's actually some signs of life. On top of that, they're actually getting hits on the board, and they're showcasing some power. 5 home runs in those 5 games. Tanner Bybee has not only stunk against lefties, he sucked at home this year. What is his lone good home start come against? Who did he pitch against in that game? Oh, the Twins, right? They're good. Oh, yeah. They're good offense. They're super good offense. I don't know if we're taking the momentum that the Nats have heading into this matchup, and we're taking the momentum the Twins had headed into their matchup. The Nats definitely are the better lineup. going into their
Tanner
match.
Bybee's last 3 starts went into L.A. Red Hot Angels lineup. Great start.
Okay, shut your mouth. They're red hot against
righties.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare,
been
bro. They
pretty good
stink
against
against righties.
They don't
stink against righties.
No.
I would actually bet they're better than the Nats against righties.
You're putting out Cole Tucker out there. We have Luis Gil, 8 innings of 1-run baseball against the Angels. Ben Lively, 7 innings of 2-run baseball against them. Hunter Brown just pitched 6 innings of 2-run baseball against them. You think Hunter Brown's a really good pitcher, right?
No.
Can they see that, Kyle? Can they see your screen?
Not right now. Why?
Oh, okay. Tanner Bybee starts. Angels, Twins, Rangers, Tigers, Angels, Braves, Oakland. They all stink against righties for the most part.
And he's not been good this season.
I think you guys are confusing Washington with a team that can hit righties.
I'm looking at Washington as a team that's hitting righties lately. And that's what we need to do.
That big.
Remember when the A's paid us out last year because they hit righties for a stretch? Did they hit righties all season? No.
Cleveland minus
I
1.5.
love Cleveland. I love Cleveland. Cleveland's made me a ton of money this year.
I didn't bet this game, but this is how I go. Washington.
Yeah, you can have that. That makes sense. The Washington bullpen's taxed to hell. I'll give you that. That makes sense.
Somebody just said Kerr just handled them. That's a left-handed pitcher. I don't care what Kerr did.
All right. Next up. Oakland, Atlanta. Toast, we're on the same bet here.
Have to.
Unfortunately.
Really? Even Toasty's on it. Okay.
I know it sucks.
Yeah,
No,
wow.
it's not. It's a great bet. It's a great
I think
bet.
it's a great spot bet. I think you guys got it with the spot.
I like this bet a lot. To be honest, if it wasn't a home team laying 1.5, I would have put a full unit on it. I really did like it. But
if it wasn't the home team and the home team being the Braves, I would have as well.
For those of you who are not in the Discord and don't know what we're talking about this right here. Me and Toast both bet it separately, too. I saw Toast share it. I was like, I'm on that, too. Atlanta minus 1.5 is the play here. So there's a couple reasons. Number one, Reynaldo Lopez has been pretty good. I always kind of liked him. Toast is not as big on him as I thought he was dope in the White Sox bullpen. I realized starting pitching is different.
I will give you that.
I liked him a lot in the he was like the only member of that White Sox bullpen I was confident in, and that was including Hendricks. People like Hendricks, but so Reynaldo Lopez has been pretty good, but more importantly, Oakland just had never scores runs on the road. Their numbers on the road are some of the worst in baseball. They just don't score away from Oakland. So here they are in Atlanta with Lopez, who's been pitching well. I don't think Oakland's going to score runs in this game. And on the other side, look, I know the Braves haven't been hitting, and I know J.P. Sears has actually been pretty good. So you're probably wondering why the hell I'm laying minus 1.5. Well, have you glanced at the Oakland Athletics bullpen? You know what? I think we should pull this one up on the screen.
Yeah.
Because it's a.
Why don't you pull her up, Kyle?
Let's pull her up.
Yeah.
So on top of okay, I'll wait.
No, you can go ahead.
I was just going to say that you got to keep in mind a huge thing with this bullpen is that the first name in red that you're going to see is Lucas Eckridge, and he's like their best pitcher in that bullpen besides Mason Miller. So they're not only taxed to all hell, they don't even have their best guys that we've been betting on when we do bet Oakland and we talk about their bullpen having an advantage or being rest. One of those main guys is out.
My bad. I don't have the crop set up, but let me just show you Oakland's bullpen here. Oakland, here you go. It's a colorful graph. First of all, let me get rid of this ad.
I love this.
Mason Miller, that's their guy, right? 2 of the last 3 nights. And yesterday, 33 pitches. Austin Adams, 2 nights in a row. Scott Alexander, 2 nights in a row. Michael Kelly, 3 nights in a row. McFarland, 3 nights in a row. I mean, this Oakland bullpen is a mess. I don't know who the hell is coming into pitch after J.P. Sears. So regardless of what the score is, even if it's 0-0 going into the 7th inning, I still think we cash this. Braves minus 1.5. I got it at minus 108. I think it's at like minus 1, a little bit more expensive than that now. But but me and Toast are both on this. Braves minus 1.5.
Yeah. Can't really add much to that. Has JP Sears been good? Yeah, but in at times. There's also other times that he looked really, really bad too. I mean, you go in and blank Miami, that's cool, but then you also get absolutely throttled by Texas. You pitch well against Houston, cool, then get throttled by the Royals. I'm not in a spot where I trust JP Sears every start. So I know that Atlanta's looked really bad the last couple days, and it's weird for me to say this, but I do think this is a really good spot for them against an Oakland team that, just like I was talking about Tampa Bay as a negative with Baltimore, a negative with Oakland, just because they won or lost both of those games, that's an emotional toll. And now you're having to travel to Atlanta against a team that really, really needs a win at home. I'll take my chances laying the 1.5 at even money.
Someone said they like Oakland first 5. I honestly like it. If you're going to play Oakland, I'm down for the first 5.
I was going to say, I don't hate that either.
Right.
They were not even competitive really against Gore or Mitchell Barker,
right.
which is crazy.
So it's not that I don't even think the Braves, I don't have a ton of confidence in the Braves getting to Sears. I think they definitely could rock him. I think it's a possibility, but I think this is just a straight play on whoever the hell comes in the game after Sears against the Braves lineup. This is a Braves team that needs to start winning too. So back at home, I like the Braves to get it. I think it's a comfortable win. Beaver?
Yeah. I'm backing the A's, the Braves to bounce back in a different way. I'm backing their pitcher to bounce back in the K's department. I think we're starting to see a little bit of wear and tear in Ronaldo Lopez. It's his first season as a starter since 2019. First 5 starts, he was 4-1 to the over, 5.5 Ks. He was averaging 6.2 Ks, 18.3 K to BB ratio. But over his last 4 starts, he's 0-4 to the over, averaging just 4 Ks, and that K to BB ratio has been cut in half. Now, why are we playing this? Well, as Toast would say, playing the number, bro. We have now seen 10 straight true starting right-handed pitchers to face the A's go over this number, averaging 8 per game. The last 15 of 17 non-cheating, I'm looking at you, Ronald Blanco, / true starting righties to face Oakland at home have also gone over this number. Since April 9th, the A's are dead last in K percentage against righties on the road through the first 6 innings at 33%. That is nearly 5% higher than the Seattle Mariners, the team that we pick on pretty much daily. Also certainly helps that the A's have been starting 6 righties daily. Lopez, he sees a 6% boost in K percentage against righties. I think that if there's a spot for Lopez to snap out of this K funk, it would be at home against this lineup. So for a light bet, I'm going to place it. It's no longer at plus money, but you can still get at minus 115, and I still think that's good value. As long as you're not paying like serious juice on this, like minus 130, I think you're getting some good value here.
Someone said, Kyle, nobody's mentioning that Ronald Acuna Jr. is out. That's not, well, I would assume everyone watching this knows that. That's not like news. He's out for the season. We're not going to say every single game, hey, let's talk about the Braves. Ronald Acuna, like he's out for the season. We're speaking about the Braves team that is now. That's not news. If you're following 90% of the people watching this know that. So, all right. A's.
Beaver, I added your other strikeout prop and Ronaldo Lopez at both 7+ at a huge plus price. So
beautiful.
Next up, Padres Royals, and
I hope they play first and foremost. Like I just hope they play. I don't know if they're going to play.
Is this a weather game?
Yeah.
You were in Kansas City, Toast?
I was leaning at the Kansas City. Yeah.
It's a bad spot for the Royals, though, isn't it? Because I remember when I looked, I was like, how do you not back the Royals at this price? And then I looked, and I said, okay, I get it. Oh, so the Royals are coming off. Yeah, okay, so obviously the Royals at home have been excellent and at this price, but you got the Padres coming off a day off, right? And this is our first road game in a while. They've been at home, so this is a very rested team against a Royals team that just finished a 4-game series of road trip for number 1 and 4 games in a row against their division rival, the Twins. No days off, immediately come back home. So although I would never sit here and be like, yo, fade the Royals at home, light juice to the Royals at home, that's crazy. This is a terrible spot for the Royals. Not to mention Cease is on the mound. So I couldn't bet the Royals. I'm not going to fade them, but I do think it's a little bit of a scary spot for I know a lot of people are going to be betting Kansas City. And keep in mind, this price was plus 102, plus 105 this morning. It's now plus 120. So the line movement indicates that there's some sharp action coming in on San Diego, and I completely get why. Spot-wise, it's perfect for the Padres. Now, like I said, I'm not betting it, but I completely get why some sharps or some pros are betting the San Diego here.
Yeah, if I had a gun to my head, but I'm not playing this, and I would probably go Padres -1.5 or pass. I was trying to get to the Royals. Just let me get there. I was trying to get to the Royals, but the weather had me thrown off. I hate the spot for them. And the reason that I was trying to get to the Royals is, first of all, I love Dylan Cease. I need him to be a really good for me this year as a Padres fan, but he hasn't looked great in his last 7 starts. The Phillies hit him up. He had a good start against Arizona and Chicago. What do we know about those teams? They stink. Rockies hit him up. Braves hit him up. The Braves stink. And then the Yankees hit him up. And oh, by the way, keep in mind, he used to play in this division, so the Royals know him pretty well. His last 2 starts are in Kansas City, 10 innings, 17 hits, 11 runs. It's been a freaking nightmare in Kansas City for Dylan Cease. So one of our people that I respect a lot, that what's his last name, Stenson, Beaver talks to a lot. He's on Dylan Cease under 2.5 earned runs. I respect that as well. I as soon as I saw that, after that, I assumed that he probably pitches well today. I'm not going to bet it because, yeah, I just don't trust it. I got to see it with this Padres team and Dylan Cease. They let me down a lot. But keep in mind, this Padres bullpen is absolutely fantastic. They lead Major League Baseball. Padres lead Major League Baseball in runs given up in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. So if they can get them to the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings, San Diego is going to have a real chance to shut this game down. So I'm not going to bet it, but the live movement heavily indicates this is a Padres spot.
Yeah, and I'm putting up a Padres graphic for me too. Same as Toast. I'm not betting it. But it is a perfect spot to bet the Padres and fade the Royals. It's just a shitty scheduling for the Royals.
And if we're all being honest, when you say a perfect spot for the Padres, usually ends up in a loss.
Right? They'll blow it anyway. They got a little bit of Mets blood in them.
Yeah,
they do. Yes.
We feel each other's pain that way.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. You know where I was leaning with this game? I was, unfortunately, the opposite of my buddy John Stetson. I was leaning with the over here.
Really?
Yeah, I was leaning with the over. I mean, you got KC back at home. This is an offense that goes from the biggest pile of dog shit on the road to a really good one at home, especially against righties. And I know that Dylan Cease started off the season great, but yes, he faced some tough competition lately. But, well, actually, he faced the Yankees. The Braves are shit, so that's kind of concerning. But he struggled lately. And now he's going to be on the road facing them, as you mentioned, where he struggled in the past. I don't really exactly love that. And then on the other side, you got the Padres, who have looked a bit weak lately, but they just faced a bunch of lefties. They're damn good against righties. And on top of that, where are they much better offensively? On the road. So now they're on the road against a righty, and a righty who, simply put, hate to say it, I don't really respect all that much. Michael Wacha in the past, a guy who I've really leaned on here, but he's put some together a lot of quality starts lately after a rough start to the season, but I still don't have that trust in Wacha that I'm just going to back off here. So if I had to make a bet in this game, it'd be the over or pass. I didn't really love the line movement. I think this was at 8, like juiced to the -115. Now it's like at 7.5, -120 in some books. Don't love that, but that is where I lean in this game for some runs to be scored.
Hairston's in the comments. He says he's on the first 5 over. So
yeah. Maybe that's a smarter play, honestly, because as Poe said, the Padres bullpen in those late innings is just clamp city. So,
and for the record, the Padres at home this year, 13-19, on the road, 17-10. They love playing outside of.
They play good baseball on the road. Yeah.
And Michael Wacha, 29-11 the last 3 years. Give him a little bit of respect.
Fuck you. He's a pig.
So now we move on to what I think is the ultimate who gives a shit series. White Sox on the road in Milwaukee. Straight pass for me. Didn't even look at it. Skipped right over it.
I tailed Beaver's play, so take it away.
Yeah. All right. I'm excited for this one. I'm back on my boy Tobias Myers. Over 4.5 Ks here. I've been waiting all season to back this man in the K department, and I feel like this is the game we finally strike. In the minors last season, this is a guy who had 11.2 K per 9. He followed that up through 5 appearances in the minors this season with 11.6 K per 9, so he's got K stuff. We've seen thus far in the majors a little bit of a dip in K stuff. I mean, 9.3 K per 9, still solid. 24 K percentage, again, still solid. But what we've seen thus far in the small sample we've been provided, he's performed much better at home. Away, he's 4-0 to the under. He's averaging just 3 Ks, 21.1 K percentage. But at home, He's 2-0 to the over, averaging 5.5 with a 28K percentage. And what stood out to me is that one of those games came against the Yankees. That's one of the toughest lineups in baseball to strike out. So if you're able to strike those guys out at home, that gives me a lot of faith that you could do so against a White Sox lineup that starts 6 daily. Against lefties, Myers only has a 7.8 K to BB ratio, 4.71 xFIP. Against righties, that jumps 15% to a 22 K to BB ratio and a 3.45 xFIP. At home against righties thus far, 41.2 K percentage. So to ask him to get 5Ks at plus money against a lineup of 6 righties already has value, but now he's facing a Sox lineup that's struggling to limit Ks against righties. The last 6 and 9 healthy righties to face the Sox have gone over their total, averaging 7 Ks per game. And during the span, the Sox are 28th in K percentage and 29th in whiff percentage against starting righties, just behind Oakland and Seattle, who we fade on a near daily basis. Myers' 2 home starts he's had thus far haven't even been good. He faced the red-hot St. Louis lineup, a red-hot New York lineup, and he still managed to cash both times. Imagine what he could do against a White Sox offense that looks dead as dirt right now. I just think at plus money, which is what it's being offered at FanDuel, I refuse to pass that up. I really like this play. Go Toby.
Sounds good. I don't have a bet in the game. Toby Myers over 4.5 Ks plus money.
Cool. And if you guys want to lean, it'd be Brewers minus 1.5 for pass. Why I didn't play it? Well, one, I wanted to get to the Brewers because the White Sox are freaking terrible, and they're, like Beaver said a couple days ago, they're just dead. But Brewers are coming. Brewers bullpen is absolutely taxed. Trevor McGill's hurt. Brian Hudson went 26 yesterday, and then Peguero and Payamps that both went 2 of the last 3 days. So it's just not a situation. I don't think that the White Sox are going to do anything, but it's just not a situation I want to put myself in.
Oh wow, it looks like the Toby line is on the move, people. So for anybody who wants it, it's no longer at plus money, but you could still get minus 110 on Bet365, which is a great price. Minus 115 on ESPN Bet.
Wow, you're moving lines, bro. You're a Titan.
Maybe, just maybe.
I hope you hit today. I have Myers 5+. Your late one 7+, and Ronaldo 7+ at like plus 1,100.
Ks have been my strength, so I'm really.
I know that's why I did that. Yeah. You've been killing it.
You're a K guy.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to carry that up today. I'm a K guy. I'm hoping to carry that up today. Not trying to jinx myself, please. Let's keep it going, guys.
Instead of prop Beaver, you're a K guy Beaver now. K Beaver.
Prop K.
Prop K.
All right.
K prop.
Twins at
K prop.
Astros.
Yeah, I like that one.
Sorry, there's motorcycles driving by outside my house. Twins on the road in Houston. Is it crazy that I wanted to bet the Twins here, Toast? I'm not.
No.
Yes.
No.
It is crazy.
Yeah. Really?
Put the Twins up. Put the Twins up on both your guys' thing.
No, I'll put. I'm not betting it. So, like,
I'm on Houston. I bet Houston. I'm on Houston. So
who is starting for the Astros? Hunter Blanco? Who the fuck is that?
What do you mean?
H Blanco?
Oh, it's Andy. That's who it is.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm like, wait, what?
He for some reason first initials always get him screwed up. He had
those letters. Tough.
Letters are hard.
Yeah.
The one he messes up every single time. He puts like J Montas for Frankie Montas. Like he first letters are tough.
Yeah.
All right.
Love him. Good kid. Good kid.
So Toast, you trust the Astros at home? Because I just feel like this team finds a way to lose games at home.
Not going to argue that. Don't trust Pablo Lopez in the Twins at all. So I understand that the Twins have looked really good their last 10 games, but they're still 10-10 their last 20. Keep in mind, they beat Washington a couple games. They beat Texas a couple games. They beat the Royals a couple games. But we know the Royals isn't really good on the road at all. And we know that Texas hasn't been playing good at all either. So I don't really put too much stock into that. I think that Minnesota has went on good runs against really bad teams at times this year, like they did a week or so back against the White Sox when they played them a whole bunch. Pablo Lopez is a guy that it's like he never pitches on the road. He's had his last 7 starts. Only 2 of them have been on the road. Washington lit him up 5 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs. The Angels hit him up. And keep in mind, the Angels don't hit right-handed pitching. You want the Angels versus left-handed pitching. Pablo uses his right hand. They still waxed his ass with 4 hits and 4 runs.
They waxed his ass.
I don't understand. I just don't understand this price. Like Astros are 8-1 when Raul Blanco pitches. He's been fantastic for them. He's essentially going 6 innings, giving up 1 or 2 runs every time he starts. I I just don't get it. Oh, keep in mind the fact that the Minnesota bullpen is taxed among Bolivian. Johan Duran's went every day the past 2 weeks. Griffin Jackson's went 3 of the last 4 days. Thibaut went yesterday. Alcaraz went 2 of the last 3 days. Houston's not going to have Hader. Who cares? I trust Abreu, Montero, and Scott over him anyway. Astros money line.
That's a really goddamn good argument.
Why is it only minus 115?
Because Pablo Lopez is on the mound, and the books respect Pablo Lopez
More than they expect Blanco? Respect Blanco?
Yes. 100%.
Yes, Blanco before this year was a nobody. He was not really expected to be all that good, honestly. Quite frankly, as an MLB prospect, there was not nearly this big a hype for Ronel Blanco, and he's blowing his expectations out of the water.
You have,
he wanted to
his little we know
let-
he's a tack
guys.
using piece of shit. He's a cheater.
Guys, listen. Just to give you perspective, you got the Astros at home with Ronel Blanco on the mound, 5-0 with a 1.99 ERA against Pablo Lopez with the ERA over 5. The Twins with no bullpen. It's almost a pick 'em, and we're pulling at 83% Houston. The entire world's betting the Astros.
Well, here's my thing, right? Pablo Lopez pitches well, I feel, against good lineups.
I'm not betting
That's
the
how I
Twins.
feel.
I'm just saying this feels like the most the biggest square play on the board right here.
I mean, I have 13 bets today. I have 0.6. I have 0.6 units on this. I'm not trying to beat down the wall, but I do like this.
No, Kyle. The biggest square play on the board is the Orioles. That is what we have.
But at least we're paying up minus 145 for it. We're getting this at a pick 'em.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I mean, let's not act like the Astros have been fantastic.
I was going to say though, like from a record perspective, though.
Okay.
Like, what is the Astros record and what is the Twins record?
I mean,
Astros are 25 and 32.
I can assure you, everyone's betting the Astros here. How about that?
Say that again.
I can assure you, everyone's betting the Astros here. You can make arguments why it's not, but like everyone is. Dude, I'm not betting it, so I'm just saying.
I've already
pass.
bet it.
Hey, pass. Hey.
I don't want to
Hey.
smoke. I don't want to smoke.
Yeah.
Once
You got pulled my leg. Yeah.
Once Toast goes on a rant about asses getting waxed, I'm out.
Yeah.
The Angels still waxed his ass.
Started listening to Cardi B now. You never know what's gonna come out.
Toast in Discord is like, why is this new Cardi B song so good? Like said that.
I said, why is this Cardi B song got me not in my head when she's like, I'm doing better and better. I lost it. I thought.
Listen. Cardi B could spit. That's all I will say. If you're talking about the new song, by the way, that shit goes hard. So there's a reason you're bopping your head.
I'm sure most of the viewers are in the boat with me when they said when they say they aren't aware Cardi B even had a new song. So
I didn't either. I heard it on the radio today.
If you don't know song, you don't know song.
Angels on the road in Seattle, and I placed a bet on this one, but judging by the line movement, I'm assuming my bet is long gone. So I'll put the graphic up. I don't know this for a fact. All my bets were down this morning, so I don't know if this is still there. I took Seattle team total under 3.5 at plus 105. You know what? Rather than me speculate, why don't I just go look to see if it's still there?
I think the lines are all over because I posted my card with Angels first 5 money line at plus 126, and a couple people said that line's long gone, but it was still on FanDuel, but a lot of the other books had it super low. So maybe the lines are just a little bit weird on multiple books.
So it's minus 110 now. Minus 110 on BetMGM, minus 110 on ESPN Bet. So it's still at 3.5, but the 305 the plus 305 that I got and posted in the Discord is gone. But I mean, do you guys even need a description for this? The Mariners aren't touching right-handed pitching in any way, shape, or form. To quote Toast, they can't touch righties right now, and Soriano's been a Cy Young candidate in his last 4 or 5 starts. This dude's been absolutely dealing. The reason that I stuck with the team total is I really don't know what to think about the other matchup here between Brian Wu and the Angels bats. As these guys mentioned, the Angels aren't nearly as productive against right-handed pitching, and Brian Wu's a guy where, like, we've seen Brian Wu pitch like an all-star, and we've also seen times where he looks completely unreliable. So I think on the other side, when you're talking about with Brian Wu and the Mariners bullpen against the Angels bats, that feels more coin flippy to me. I could see the Angels scoring 9 runs here. I could see them scoring 0. So rather than try to even take a stab at what's going to happen on that side, why don't we stick to this side where I'm pretty confident Soriano's going to deal. don't love the Angels bullpen. If the Mariners get one or two off the Angels bullpen, I still think we're good. If you haven't been following Soriano and aren't familiar with it, let me just read off his last few game logs for you. Ready? Well, he actually gave up 4 runs in his last start, but only 4 hits. Only 4.
He got shelled in his last start.
No, he didn't get shelled though.
No, he didn't. I watched that game. It was really only. Actually, let me elaborate there. I watched that entire thing. There was a horrendous call on the field where it should have been an interference, and it wasn't, and that basically set up the home run. He should have been out of that inning.
It was the 1 inning. He only gave up the 4 runs that 1 inning, and that was it. Everything else
looked
was clean.
Impeccable.
And he was pitching against Cleveland, who just saw him. And the first time he saw Cleveland in Cleveland, blanked him.
Thank you. I took that part from you.
Jose Soriano's been absolutely dealing for about a month now. So against a Mariners lineup that doesn't touch righties, I'm cool here. I got it at plus 105, but yeah, I think the Mariners have a 1 or a 2 on the scoreboard at the end of this game.
All right, who's gonna glaze Jose Soriano next, me or you?
I'll do it really quickly because those are going to be better. But I'm not. First of all, I just think this is a good spot. I have Angels first 5 money line at plus 126. I just think that this is a really good spot. We're getting Seattle off that Houston series. That keep in mind, what the hell did they do in that Houston series to win 3 games? Keep in mind, Mondays they score 3 runs in the first. They don't score anything else the rest of the game. Tuesday night they scored 1 run in the first, 3 runs on the 8th, aided by an error. On Wednesday night they scored 2 runs again in 10 freaking innings. And then what they do yesterday, they got blanked by spaghetti. So, I mean, I'm just saying this Seattle team is absolutely doing nothing at the plate. Soriano's been nothing but pitching well for them. And has Brian Wu been good? Yeah. He's making his, 5th or 6th start of the year. I'll give him that. He started to show a little bit of vulnerability against Washington, but keep in mind, I will give you that the Angels aren't great against righties, but they've also seen Brian Wu 3 times last year. This is nothing new to this team. So I think they have a scouting report against him. I think this could be a flat spot for Seattle, a team that's already not hitting in general. So you give me a big plus price with the Angels team that I think that's the starting pitching is at least a wash. I'll take my chances.
Wash. I would take Soriano over Wu. The way he's been pitching recently.
Wu's
been dope. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Let's give respect to each of them. You know.
Right, so you have Soriano strikeouts. Did I see?
Yes. I mean that was a given. You probably knew that as soon as the Mariners were on the screen. Yeah. So. Yeah. Soriano's facing the Mariners. I could stop the capping right here. So I got over 5.5 Ks at minus 140. You get that on Hard Rock right now. And then over 6.5 Ks, you get that at plus 130 on Bet365. Bit of weird line movement on this one. I got reverse CLV on the 5.5 Ks, but got good CLV on the 6.5 Ks. Weird. Makes no sense. Either way, I don't really care. We've now seen the last 19 to 22 righties to face Seattle hit 6+ Ks, averaging 7.5, including 11 straight, averaging 7.5, as I said. The last 12 of 17 righties to face Seattle have also hit 7+ Ks as well, and we're getting that to plus money. Since May 14th, the Mariners are dead last in K percentage against righties through the first 6 at 35%. That is historically bad. That is 3% higher than next closest team, the A's. And I'm a firm believer in Soriano's talent. When I was watching the broadcast the other day, something that really stood out to me is they were talking extensively about how multiple people in the Angels clubhouse already believe that Jose Soriano is the top 5 pitcher in baseball. Now, I mean, there's gassing your guy up, and then there's that. I've literally never heard such praises from teammates about a guy's inexperience as a starting pitcher as Jose Soriano. So that says something to me. And Soriano's a guy who's already cashed this number in 6 to 8 starts this season with 50+ pitches thrown, averaging 6. He may have only cashed 7+ in 2 of those games, but he's been competitive with the line every single time except at Cleveland and at Texas. 2 top 6 offenses in K percentage against righties through the first 6. I just witnessed this guy make an extremely disciplined Cleveland lineup whiff and chase out of their shoes. They had no clue what to do against him. I have faith that he continues to carry on the legacy of righties to smash their K-overs against the Mariners. So let's go Jose Soriano.
Yeah. My bet is based on Jose Soriano being dope also. So
he's a cool guy. Don't get chilled.
He's the best.
He's the best. He's the superest.
All right. So let's move on to the next game. We got 2 games left. Rockies, Dodgers. Are the Dodgers still laying minus 350 juice here?
Yep.
350. Oi, oi, oi.
How do we not?
I got 2 plays.
Rockies plus 2.5.
Rockies first 5, Rockies money line, both of them. Send it out and everything, boys.
Yeah, send it out and everything.
Can't take it back now.
It's a padlock.
Can't take it back. And by the way, the padlock, after you meant that, Twins went on like a 7-inning.
Yep, I saw that.
Score 6. Padlock wins again.
He's a shitbag, the padlock.
Yeah, he just keeps on winning games for me, bro. I'm sorry.
Not for me.
I know.
It cost me a full unit yesterday.
So you have the Rockies money line and the Rockies first 5?
Yes. Understand this is really, really gross, but I do think there's some value here. So you're going to hear me. You've heard me a lot say fade the Rockies when they leave Coors that first game out. But for whatever reason it is, this year has been a little bit different. They're 3 games in this type of spot where they've had a homestand, then they go on the road. 12, 6, and 5 runs on those road stands. The Dodgers aren't in a great spot either. They played a doubleheader the other day. I understand they had a day off, but they're also coming across the country as well. I can definitely see that as a flat spot. Now let's talk about Walker Buehler. Has he been good? Yeah, I mean, he's been all right, but at the same time, he's giving, is 3 runs in 4 innings decent? Is 3 runs in 3 1/3 innings decent? Did he blank the Reds for 6 innings? Yeah. And then the Reds got him for another 3. Again, that was Great American Ballpark. But if Walker Buehler is giving me 3 or 4 innings, or let's just say 5 innings of 3-run baseball, I think we're going to be in a decent spot here. Dakota Hudson is coming off his last 3 starts. Philadelphia, San Francisco, Padres, and against the Padres. The Giants and the Padres were both on the road. He went about 10 innings, gave up 6 runs. If Dakota Hudson gives me, like I said, 6 innings, 5 or 6 innings, a 2 or 3 run baseball, I'll take my chances there. Again, this is a pure play on the number for me. But again, when Dakota Hudson just pitched against the Phillies, he went 6 innings at Coors Field and gave up 5 hits and 2 runs. I think he's going to be all right here. Is there a chance that the Dodgers absolutely smoke him? Yeah, there is. But if you're going to give me the Rockies at a huge plus price in the first 5 and the full game with, the rested bullpen, I'm going to take my chances. So yeah, I've got 0.36 on the full game and 0.32 on the first 5, plus 240 and plus 280.
I mean, I won't bet the Dodgers at this price, so it's not like I'm disagreeing with you. But it's very hard to see a path for the Rockies winning this game. I mean, this total, I'm actually absolutely floored by. No,
You're on the floor.
What? No,
Is it,
it's
8.5?
8.5. I'm not floored by it. I was joking.
Oh.
I was poking fun at Commish.
Poking fun at our good friend Commish. Yeah, I firmly agree with
Dodgers minus 2.5.
No, absolutely not. I firmly agree with Toast, actually. Rockies first 5 money line or pass.
Really?
God, I may even add this.
Stop it.
Don't do
Yo,
it.
stop
Don't do it,
letting
AJ.
dude, stop letting Toast lead you into bad decisions.
The last time I did it, last time he led me into a decision, it was the Angels, and we cashed against the Astros. It was beautiful.
Okay.
I love my Angels.
Yeah.
Listen, you're talking to the Rockies whisperer. Watch your mouth. We only lost 1 bet, I think, against the Rockies this season. So still like 3-1. I still have some pride with me. Here's the one thing I'll say, right? Here's the one thing that I like for this bet. Dakota Hudson has been abysmal at Coors. On the road, he's been solid, though. We got a 3.95 ERA, a 283 WOBA. A sub-300 WOBA is really good, by the way. So we got a guy with a sub-300 WOBA on the road, a 1.24 whip. He's allowing less than a home run per 9. And on top of that, yeah, Dakota Hudson does suck against lefties. There's absolutely no denying that. But a weird thing you'll see in baseball is that sometimes with these splits where guys suck, a lot of their juice will be used up in one spot. So where he's really sucked against lefties is at home. 453 WOBA is absolutely abysmal. But where he's been his actual best this season is on the road against lefties. 267 WOBA. That's pretty important because the Dodgers usually start 5 lefties per game, including some of their best bats. If you're going to give me this guy on the road in his best spot against Walker Buehler, who before that one good game against the Reds has pretty much looked like shit this entire season, at plus 280 or plus 250 or something along those lines, how do you at least not take a shot there and say, fuck it, like I can live with the result here? I think just from a pure value side, you know that you have a good value bet. I mean, when are the Dodgers going to hit a right-handed pitcher? That's also a good question. When is it going to happen? We just saw, Tyler McGill's arsenal does look really good. There's no denying that. 7 innings of 0-run baseball. Hunter Green, 6 innings of 1-run baseball. Sure, Graham Ashcraft got lit up. He's ass. Brandon Pfaadt, 6 innings of 2-run baseball. Hunter Green, again, 6 innings of 2-run baseball. When is this team going to hit a righty?
So
they're not hitting.
So Dakota Hudson's going to deal in Dodger Stadium.
Yes.
Let's see who else is dealing in Dodger Stadium. Ashcraft did. Edward Cabrera actually didn't. Charlie Morton did.
They're in the
Buto
slump.
did.
Slump's over, bro. Dodgers minus
Matt
1.5.
Ward.
Dodgers minus
What
1.
what slump is over? No, I'm seriously asking you. What slump is over? What indicates that a slump is over? There's no
sweep?
production coming
Well,
against
they
Rangers.
got 10 runs off the Mets.
Yeah, they just scored 10.
They hit it in against the bullpen though, so I don't really care. They're not
I would
doing
take
shit
I
against.
would take the Mets backup bullpen over freaking Hudson.
I wouldn't.
All right. It would only be Dodgers for me. I'm not betting it. All right. Let's move on to the last game of the day, and Toast has a doozy in this one. It's Yanks Giants. Oh no! Wait, you said you were thinking about it. I don't know if you actually.
Oh, I
did.
bet it.
Of course you did.
Oh.
All right, so Toast is on the G-men, if you will.
G-men. Yo, they've been paying me out. Can't lie.
No, they've been the most profitable team in baseball the last 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
San Francisco money line. I got it at plus 118 at FanDuel. Dropped a little bit. Understand that the Yankees are everybody's going to be betting the Yankees at the short price. They are hitting right-handed pitching well, yes, but this is San Francisco. The wind is a swirling, and how do the Yankees score their runs? Four home runs off of Darvish, 2 home runs off of Castillo, 3 home runs off of Miller, couple home runs off of Dylan Cease. If they hit home runs here in San Francisco, so be it. But Jordan Hicks is probably not going to go deep into this game, but he's got a rested bullpen behind him, and Jordan Hicks has been pretty damn good for the Giants this year. Like I said, he doesn't go deep, but he's given up 1 or 2 run baseball. I mean, he's faced the Giants already this year. He looked good against them. He looked good. He looked good his last 3 starts as well. The only really time that he's gotten hit up was on the road at Philadelphia. Besides that, he's been pretty damn good for them. Marcus Stroman on the other side has been a revelation for the Yankees, and I don't mean that in a bad way. He's been very, very good for them. I didn't think that he'd be that good. A 2.76 ERA. 4 of his last 5 starts, he's been really, really good. 6 innings, no hit, or 3 hits, no runs against the Padres. That was on the road. At home against Seattle, 7 1/3, 1 hit. At Minnesota, 6 innings, no runs. Houston got to him for 4 runs at home, and then another good start against Detroit. I just don't believe that Marcus Stroman is going to continue to go out and give you 6 or 7 innings of 1-run baseball.
Good,
and if he does that, so be it. But I'm getting a world on the other side with the Yankees, and I'm getting a Giants team that continues to pay me out, who are 7-3 their last 10, 13-7 their last 20. They're playing good baseball. And yeah, I mean, are we at a position where we thought that the Yankees really looked good against the Angels in that series? I mean, the Yankees could have easily lost all those games. So I understand that they went 2-1, but that game last night, I mean, I understand they won the game 8-3. But what was it? The 8th or the 9th inning? The 7th inning. They scored 5 runs in the 7th inning. So thank God Aaron Judge had a home run in the 4th to save them. Besides that, if they're not hitting the home run ball, they're not doing diddly poo. So I'll take my chances with the Giants at plus money at home.
Now, it's not that I don't think the Giants have a chance to win this game. It feels really coin flippy, but that's kind of my point. Is now what Toast is saying, or what he's maybe alluding to, is if the game's a coin flip, take plus 115, because a coin flip at plus 115 is a profitable decision over time. But just personally, I would rather see it closer to plus 130 to really at plus 115. It's just too close, and I agree with you that in San Francisco with Hicks on the mound, I can see the Yankees bats struggling a little bit, but Stroman's been good. And what you just said about the Yankees bats struggling in this weather and in San Francisco's bats could do the same thing against Stroman. So this total's down at 7.5, and I think that's right. I think a low-scoring game that could go either way. So I guess if you forced me to place a bet here, it would just be the under a pass, but not at 7.5. I won't play it. Looks like I don't have it under graphic, but I'll type it in. So it would be under a pass for me. If it was at 8.5, I think I would play the under. But at 7.5, it's just under a pass for me. Prop Beaver?
Marcus Stroman under 4.5 Ks minus 130. You could get that on FanDuel still. A lot of other books have moved it to minus 150 though. So if you want to use this as a parlay piece, go right ahead. Stroman's over his last 3 or 4 games, but I feel like he's pretty overvalued in that department as 2 of those cashes came at home. At home, he's 5-1 to the over the season. He's averaging 6 Ks per game, 15.5 K to BB ratio. But on the road, he's 4-1 to the under. That falls to a 3.4 K average, which is almost in half, and a 3.4 K to BB ratio. That is 1/5 of what it is at home, which is pretty crazy. He's now going to face a Giants offense that isn't a prime buy low spot, in my opinion. They just struck out 9 times against Wheeler, but Wheeler owns that lineup. I was going to take Wheeler's K under, but then I was like, I don't know. They always strike out against this guy, so I didn't. But before that game, the previous 10 or 14 right-handed pitchers to face them went under, averaging 4.2, and the last 7 to 8 righties to visit San Francisco also went under, averaging 3.3. The Giants at home versus starting right-handed pitchers this season, 6th in K percentage, 1st in whiff percentage. Now, the Giants do start 6 righties, and Stroman sees a 5% boost in K percentage against righties. But what did I just mention earlier? Sometimes you use up all your juice against a split in a certain spot. And at home against righties, he has a 27.5 K to BB ratio, 234 xFIP. That is his best spot this season. But on the road, he has a negative 1.6 K to BB ratio and a 5.51 xFIP. That is his worst spot. So it's a little pricey, but I think it's well worth drinking the juice here that Stroman goes under this number at 4.5 minus 130. And it makes me like your bet even more, Toast, because I think it's sneaky that, sure, he's better against righties, but in this spot on the road, he's been really bad against them. So
Most of those starts would be earlier in the season, though, you're alluding to, right? None of them were really recent.
What are you talking about the road stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's mostly had recent home starts, yes.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So when it's like that, it's like, okay, is it because he's been pitching at home, or is it because he figured something out and changed his delivery or something up?
I mean, his I don't know. One of his overs was against the Mariners. I don't.
No, I realize you're not fading Stroman. I realize you're not directly fading Stroman to pitch well. You're fading specifically his strikeouts. I get it.
Yeah, he's not really a strikeout guy, anyways. More of a ground ball, pitch to contact type of guy, anyways. Yeah.
So our poll, there's actually a lot of people back in Toast on the Giants. Usually, our poll is pretty overwhelmingly New York Yankees. It's 49%, 43%. So there's a lot of people taking the Giants here. I don't hate it, but it would just be under a pass for me there. Shall we?
I like it when they tell me I'm dumb.
I wish they would call me dumb. Shall we do a community parlay and call it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So first we got. Did the Reds end up winning?
I think so.
Why didn't I bet that? I said.
Holy shit!
No,
the scored.
Yeah, it's fine.
No,
No,
they won.
Reds won.
That's crazy.
I was saying in the Discord this morning, I was like, guys, I like the Reds, and I just didn't bet it.
I'm mad I didn't bet the over in that game. It felt like the prime spot where it's like, oh, these 2 dead offenses, like, oh, great spot for these pitchers to pitch well.
Day game.
I was thinking the opposite. Yeah.
I get it. Man.
Fuck.
Hey, language.
Freak.
All right, cast your votes for the community parlay. Prop Beaver, would you like? Oh, never mind.
My underdog account is locked, so I'm trying to unlock it now. Too much profanity in the chat section. No, I don't know why. I think it's because I entered the wrong password too many times. I don't know, dude. My computer's weird sometimes. I can't watch Hulu on my computer for some weird reason. I don't know.
I've read that if you stream too much pornography, that happens.
Well,
guilty.
Guilty as charged, my friend.
Well, that must be it.
That has to be it.
Orioles money line as expected. A lot of people on the Orioles here, including myself.
Beaver, have you seen the video of the guy that's walking around in Toronto singing whatever that Kendrick song is? That's the diss up, and he's like, "What?
Yeah.
I do have to say
and stuff. Oh, I was dying laughing. My son showed me that.
I do have to say that the Kendrick Lamar diss track Euphoria came on the shuffle when I was in the shower. I like it.
It's really good.
It was good.
Euphoria. Let me see.
It's like the stupid diss with him and Drake that was so
I
annoying.
don't love the I don't love the second one, I don't love the like Not Like Us, but Euphoria I think is like that shit's hard, bro. It's like one of those like mean mugging, like head moving type songs. Like
yeah, it's good.
that
It
shit
came
goes
on.
in.
It came on. I didn't even know what it was. It came on the shuffle when I was in the shower, and then I got out of the shower and I went and I looked at what was playing, and I was like, Euphoria. I think that's the. And then I googled it, and I was like, yep, that is that.
Yeah.
I like my
Great track.
12-year-old and his buddies sing that Not Like Us song. It just makes me wonder if that's like what they wanted. Did they want the 12-year-old singing that? Does that make them hard still or
I
not?
don't know.
The new Eminem song is dope. It's a throwback. I saw it all over Twitter. Did not check it out.
I listened to it. I think the beat is absolutely horrendous, but I think the lyrics are pretty good. It's like old Eminem, where like he's got some like clever raps in there.
This is actually a really close vote, so I'm gonna give it a few more seconds.
Oh my God! Wow.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and poll. Braves money line.
Oh my God! The play that the Cubs had runners at the corners, down 2. They hit a double to get it to 5-4. Madrigal tried to score at home, and Ellie De La Cruz threw him out at the plate. That's what happened.
No way. That's how the
Yeah.
game ended?
Yeah, well, there was 2 outs there. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that was a hell of an ending. It looks like.
Some would say a legacy inning.
No one would say that. You
just,
overuse the phrase "some would say" because you say some would say, and then you say something that no one would say.
Well, that's the whole point. That's the bit.
Oh, it's a bit.
It's a bit, dude. Duh. Smell the coffee, maybe. Wake up.
Did you get started on our NFL spreadsheets for the summer, Prop Beaver? Tell
No,
everyone that you
dude.
haven't.
I was walking by the beach. Sorry, guys.
Maybe you didn't hear me earlier. I was walking by the beach.
Sorry. Listen, you can't get a nice haircut, not get a nice.
No,
tan.
I mean
That's what I've been told.
when we went over that yesterday, it wasn't that I expected you to do it this weekend, but like let's not make the mistake we made last
absolutely.
year.
Absolutely. Also, my mind is getting into NFL mode. Trust me. But
Yeah.
I don't want to stray too far away from MLB.
No,
I'm having a good
dude.
time.
For college
Good season thus
football,
far.
I got Andy doing a lot of it. But for college football, I'm putting like 40 minutes a night, like just a little bit, adding to the sheet, just getting ready. I don't want to make the last year we were like, oh, got so into the baseball show, and then like August 20th hit, and it was like, oh shit, we are not ready for this. Like,
Yeah.
not gonna happen this year.
Not tonight.
Not tonight. All right, Orioles money line, Braves money line, Brewers money line. We got a nice chalky one, and we needed it because the community's a bunch of freaks recently. Seriously, the community's been taking like home run swings.
I think it's derby time.
They think this is a game. All right, so what is the
I
last
just sent you an
leg?
underdog.
Okay. What is the last leg of the community parlay? Cast your votes.
Orioles fans, I am sorry. Tyler Wells and John Means season-ending surgery.
Yeah,
Died.
dude, that shit's tragic. And you know what's fucked up? Tyler Wells was coming off of a Tommy John, I think 2 years ago, and they had like an entire plan to like keep him healthy. Like they barely pitched him past the 5th. Last year, he was able to go deeper into games. He made a lot of progress. Damn, that sucks.
The community wants the Dodgers in it at minus 345. I love it, community. Let's get a chalky one here. Toast, do you have those odds by any chance?
No, I'm sorry. I will do it though. Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you were doing the underdog property, so I figured.
Oh, okay.
Yo, that guy Organics that watches, he made the jingle for the community parlay with yours. It's not ready yet. It's done, but I need to put the graphic
Dude,
over it. Wait till you guys
that
see
would
it
be
tomorrow.
hype.
It's like it's so dumb that it's like everyone's gonna be like, "The hell is
But
this?"
that's what I like. That's what I aim
So
for.
for
in
those
this
of you that don't know
industry.
what we're talking about, there's some from now on when it's time for the community parlay, we have like a graphic comes up and Prop Beaver sings the jingle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Plus 411.
Plus 411. It's awful. It's just as awful as you're picturing it.
I was once part of the School of Rock, so
You were never
To say
far
I have
out.
some pipes. To say I have some pipes is an understatement.
Community parlay: Braves money line, Brewers money line. I'm sorry, Orioles money line, Braves money line, Brewers money line, Dodgers money line plus 411. A nice chalky one for the community. Let's get on the board. And all right, Prop Beaver, you sent me your underdog pick'em.
Yes, sir.
All right. Underdog. Oh. All right, Prop Beaver, tell your story.
So it was this warm summer day. So we got Ronaldo Lopez higher than 31.5 fantasy points. Astros have not been doing anything against starting pitchers. And on top of that, they're striking out at a high rate. So we should get outs, should lower the earned runs, and get Ks. So I really like Lopez there. I went with Myers over 4.5 strikeouts, higher than 4.5 strikeouts. My bad. I think that it's a fantastic spot for him. I think we see the breakout for Myers in this one. And then Stroman, I went with lower than 28.5 fantasy points. I think he's going to struggle to get Ks, and I think that the Giants could get to him here. I think there's a point that my friend Toasty has playing that Giants money line, so I went with the lower there for him. Those are our 3 plays today. I'm wishing you guys the best of luck on your slate.
All right. If you don't have an Underdog Fantasy account, it's available in any state highlighted in this map. So if you're in one of the states, hold on, let me see. So you can see that. There you go. If you're in one of the states highlighted in yellow, head over to the website Underdog Fantasy or download the app. When you make your account, make sure you use the promo code BET, B-E-T. That'll get you a $100 deposit bonus match. So if you deposit $100, they will give you a free $100 to play with. Thanks, everyone, for watching, as always. Tomorrow morning, 11 MLS games with Scoop. Good Lord. So 11 a.m. So if you just want to watch us and talk baseball, come at 11:30. But for those of you that want to bet some MLS, me and Scoop will be on at 11 a.m. doing MLS soccer. Then that's at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Then at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, it'll be the 3 of us, same group, doing MLB baseball. 15 games on Saturday as always. So see you tomorrow. My bets have been posted. I actually posted them early this morning. I'm not adding anything. So I actually have 6 bets open. If you listened, I told you which they are, but if you didn't catch it, you can just go over on KyleKirms.com. If you're subscribed to Sauce Network Plus, you can check them out. Everyone, let's have a good night. Remember to bet responsibly. We'll see you in the morning.
Stay goated, stay goated, stay goated, stay goated, stay goated.